Kody, you got funny hair. Yes, you do. What do you think? Mutt hair don't care? Don't let this adorable furry face fool you. Kody has a record. That's right, he's actually banned from coming back to the Petsmart grooming department. Yep, and that's because of a few things. Namely, he has anxiety, and when we got him, he was 4 years old, and we ran out to the grocery store. He had chewed the leg of one of our wooden pieces of furniture, and he even started going naughty potty in some of the bedrooms, so we started having to crate him at night, and that helped him feel a lot calmer. And the vet put him on some anxiety medicine, and that's helped a little bit. But, so when he's acting out, it's because he's anxious. And the PetSmart grooming facility has a policy where you can't put your dog on any sedatives, so he can't take his anxiety medicine when he goes there. So that was kind of a recipe for disaster. He'd actually gotten a nail and fur trim before with some good success, but the last time that we went, the gal did not check the note to find out that he does not like the sound of the nail grinder. He really just likes a quick, well, he doesn't like it, but he prefers the quick nail trim. So he started nibbling on her. Did you use your teeth on somebody? He has not bitten out of malice. He was just trying to warn her. However, it's okay. You don't have to feel ashamed. However, that got him banned from the Petsmart groomer. He was really stressed out that time, and so I bought some doggy clippers, and I decided to do it myself. He really didn't like the sound of the buzzers at all, and so I wanted to share with you today my top trick for trimming an anxious dog's fur and nails. So let me get set up and I'll show you in a minute. All you professional dog groomers, don't watch, you're not gonna like it. Here,
this is just a... sure. There's the garbage. Here's the real.
So my special trick for getting him to be calm is just having a cheese stick in my hands, peel off a bunch of little thin pieces, and then I would just kind of let him bite off little nibbles at a time. Good boy. This is the low noise pet trimmer that I bought on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description box below. You can hear it in the video, and I didn't lower the volume. It is a little bit further away from the camera, so take that into account. But it's a lot quieter than other trimmers I've had. We started out with homemade sweet potato treats, but he really likes string cheese. And if I just have a long strip of it in my hand and then slowly inch it towards him, he'll focus on that piece of string cheese instead of the haircut. And as you can see, it's actually working pretty well. It took about 30 minutes to get through the whole cheese stick, so it was really a long-lasting thing for him. It was a special treat, and he seemed relaxed and calm and happy. And previously he'd been very skittish about especially getting his chin trimmed, but this way he was more than happy to just lift up his mouth to get the cheese, and that way I could trim under it pretty well, and no biting at all, no nipping. He didn't even try to run away. I did have to stick him on my lap, but he wasn't being skittish or scared like he had in the past. Understandably, he disliked getting trimmed near his eyes. My kids wanted me to buzz the fuzz off of his head and face, but I'm partial to the long fur, more like a hairdo, I think. It gives him character. I also like the terrier look, even though he's a Chihuahua Shih Tzu mix. So that's why I keep the facial hair longer. But the rest of him was bringing in a lot of burrs from the yard, which is more weeds than grass these days, so he was over grooming, and I wanted to help him out a bit, and keep my house cleaner too. He doesn't shed profusely because he is half Shih Tzu, and that breed is a low shed breed, but the hairballs in the house, if I hadn't been sweeping as frequently, were also getting bigger. So although low noise was the most important feature that I wanted in dog trimmers, cordless was the second very important feature to eliminate any extra frustrations. I didn't want him getting tangled up in it, and as you can see, I like to do the dog trims outdoors so that it just kind of eliminates any extra cleanup in the house, and it's just more relaxing, I think. My kids enjoy seeing him during bath time when he looks more like a Chihuahua all wet. Until my friend got one, and then Kody was a mix, I wasn't really a fan of Chihuahuas. But now I appreciate how smart they are and how much personality they have. And as a bonus, we don't need a doorbell. Speaking of being really smart, Kody knows quite a few tricks, or commands at least. And he came to us, as I said, when he was 4 years old, so he already knew the basic sit and, you know, go to the bathroom sort of thing. But we worked with him on stay. We can tell him to leave it, and we'll put a treat in front of him. Even if it's just right next to it, he will leave it until we say, okay, Kody, and he'll take it. Or we'll just say, take it. We'll say, come, and he'll come. And we wanted to train him for impulse control because he tends to be really bouncy when we come home from trips or have people over to visit, or when he's going to come out of the kennel. I don't really want him jumping on me or our guests with his claws. He tends to get really excited when he comes out of his kennel to see everybody. He's got that Chihuahua energy. So we did want to train him to stay in the kennel until we release him, and that gives him, if we tell him lie down, he will lie down until we let him out, and that just helps him have some self-control beforehand. And then we'll usually give him his favorite monkey toy, which is a squeaky monkey toy, so he'll take that and run with it, and that way he's not jumping on us as well. He does a trick where we hide some dog food under one of 3 shells and he'll find it. Of course, he's a dog, he has a really good sense of smell, but it looks pretty impressive, at least to kids. And we had been beginning to train him to dance in a circle on his hind legs for a treat. That kind of came to a halt because with little wannabe trainers, it just got kind of confusing for him. And he definitely knows the word treat though. If you say treat, he is all ears. It's very cute. We also had to untrain him from some bad behavior that, well, at least I considered it bad behavior, that he came to us with. He would always want to climb up on shoulders, which is really uncomfortable if a dog suddenly climbs up on your shoulders while you're not expecting it because you're leaning down in the flower garden, right? But that's what he would do with his previous owner, and the guy really liked that, and I personally don't though, so I trained him out of that. And he would also climb up on the back of the couch, and that's not something that I wanted him to do. He's actually only allowed on one of our 2 couches, and that's because I fold laundry on the other couch. But we definitely give him a lot of cuddles, even if he's not allowed on the big couch. He is most certainly an opportunist, which I find quite amusing. So I've got my 2 kids, and not so much anymore, but especially in the beginning when my kids were 4 and 6, they would always want to sit on my lap, and so would Kody. He's definitely a lap dog, and so I would always prioritize my kids, of course. So when a kid would get up to get a toy or a snack or something, he would be in my lap a second after, like he had been waiting for that moment, watching and everything. So I call him my little opportunist. He's always making us laugh. One thing that I find really amusing, my husband shakes his head at though, but Kody is not allowed to do something that dogs do quite a bit in the house, which is scooting his bum on the rug. That's just gross. I don't want him to do that. So we got after him every time that he did that, and so now he's learned that we'll open up the back door and he'll go outside and do that. So sometimes we'll be outside and he'll just start doing that and we're all cracking up. But yep, dogs will definitely make you laugh. We do have some shirts for Kody, and even though I don't think a dog should be treated like a doll necessarily, but we do have several dog shirts, and that's because Chihuahuas and little dogs can get colder quicker, and they can also get hotter. That's why when I was doing this trim, I wanted to make sure he wasn't in the sun for too long, and I gave him stuff to cool down afterwards, some cold pieces of watermelon. So I'm very pleased with how this went, even though it is kind of funny that he's sort of got rows in his fur now. I'm just gonna call it texturizing and pretend like I did it on purpose. So I do recommend this Oneisall dog trimmer with all the attachments and everything. I used these trimmers before and that texturizing thing didn't happen last time. And I think that's because this time around, they didn't properly and fully click on that attachment comb.
Isn't he a cute good boy now?
I do kind of like it. It reminds me of one of those minky blankets that have been popular recently.
Kody, are you so cute?
You want your cheese stick?
I'll give him.
You already had one, and you had watermelon. Who's your good boy? He's super soft right now. And even though it's not the most aesthetically pleasing haircut, I feel like I succeeded because, for one, I achieved my goal of a low-stress haircut for my anxious dog, and also, secondly, I saved a lot of money in doing it at home, and it'll always grow out, so even if he looks squeeby now, he'll survive. And of course, mommy always loves her kid no matter what they look like, right? So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, click subscribe below if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that notification bell so that you'll know when the next video is up. I aim to post new content every Friday. And if you want to watch more videos in which I'm cutting hair with buzzers, you can click this playlist. This is my most recent video, and YouTube thinks you'd enjoy this video. Have a good one. Bye.